points for PKMP, so it's so important that PJ City come out tonight and get the points, or at least 1 point. We're going to maybe see a few changes. Bay Bomgyun is going to come into the heart of the midfield, maybe replacing Bharat Kumar. We'll see about that when the starting lineups come out. But yep. Coach David is looking confident, and he's up for it tonight, and it's going to be tough, but they know they've beat JDT before, and that's what they have to think about going into the game. But looking on JDT's side, Diogo has picked up an injury. Shafiq Ahmad, who scored the other day against UAE, he's in top form for the national team, and then coming in tonight, they're going to play such a big game. 3 points will guarantee them to the quarterfinals.
Great points by Syed Adni. Focusing on the international break, Shafiq Ahmad was outstanding for Malaysia in their 2-1 defeat against UAE. This is the PJ City lineup, though, and it's them that we're focusing on at the moment. Let's see what their coach and top striker have to say about tonight's match.
All right, Coach, 2 big wins against UITM before the break. Do you think this break has been beneficial for the side?
Yeah, of course, we need longer time to prepare to play against JDT. You know, we are playing with one of the strongest teams in the league. I think the more time that we had to prepare to play against JDT, I think we have made use of this length break with good benefit for the team.
And what have you been working on to face JDT?
Of course, we need to be defending in the first place. We have to defend very well because they are attacking team, and then we have to defend very well. And then of course they are good in attacking transition, so that we have already worked with. And then against they have got some special players, we need to focus on them, and then also we have worked on that. And at the same time, we also work on this our style of play, and then our attacking, and we wanted to maintain the same style that we play.
And there's news maybe Safawi and Diogo might not be playing. They were not in the first 11. Is that a boost for your team?
Yeah, of course, they are the first choice players for JDT. I think without them, I think that will help us a little bit. Of course, we cannot underrate the other players who are going to come in. They have a very good team, and then even players from the bench, they are very good. We have to stay focused for every player that going to go into the field.
Thank you. All the best, Coach. Okay, Washington, after 2 wins against UITM, they had the break. How's the atmosphere in the team right now with that break that come?
For me, the team affair is still good because we have 2 good games against UITM, but with this break we can get a little bit rest. Now we are fresh to compete again.
And you play against JDT 4-2 in Larkin, but you come back at home. You think it's going to be the same style? You're going to be playing defensively and try to get them on the counter?
The game there is more difficult because we play in their home, and every game against JDT is difficult. But now we play in our home. They are the strongest team in the Malaysia, but we already show them we can do something. You know, that's why we don't need to get fair or not. We respect them, but we need to play our game because we are in our home.
And how important will at least 1 point be? Because PKMP, they have 4 points. You're already on 9. At 1 point, very important.
Each point here today is important for us because this can make we better for the next game, because then we can get the qualified for the quarterfinal. But for now, we need to think about this game.
Okay, thank you. All the best.
Washington Brandao will take his place at the top end of the PJ City starting 11. They tend to play 3 at the back. Today the central defender will be Nazriq Baharam. Syed Adni was doing the interviews. He's now up with me in the commentary box. You know Nazriq. Big job Nazriq's got today to look after Shafiq Ahmad.
And not just Nazriq, Anas Ramad as well. I played with both of them at Negri Sembla, and they probably for them it's better coming to PJ City from that because they have that combination. So it'll be really important. Also Elizu back in there. It's so important that this combination, the communication between them has to be top.
Massive pace, incredible pace from Washington Brandao is their main focal point. Should they require it, Safi Saleh can come on. P. Rajesh has been a regular in the starting lineup, and S. Vinod's got plenty of experience as well. So this isn't all about the starting 11. There is depth to this PJ City lineup. Let's have a focus on some of the key players that we're going to be looking at. And Washington Brandao, we spoke to him now. He's got electrifying pace headers.
Yeah, that's the benefit for PJ City, where he can just make the runs. You know, he's very fit as well. He just keeps making the runs, getting in great positions, and he just has to take the opportunities when they come. And the 2 goals in the Malaysia Cup, also 2 assists. So that's what he brings as well. He can hold up the ball, bring other players into play, and that's what they're going to be looking for today against a very strong JDT side. And Pedro Henrique, another player, 2 goals as well. One player that they need up front. They need the midfield of Serginho, Baebom Yun, and Satish to help these 2 players up front to make sure that they also on the counter, but also 4 when they defend.
They've got 4 goals between them, those 2 players. They will be the main threat to Johor Darul Taksim. This is Johor lining up. It's a strong lineup. They've taken this competition very, very seriously. Benjamin Mora once again has named his best possible lineup, minus the injured absentee Diogo. We caught up with the coach, or Adni did, just before kickoff.
Coach, after the break, you had lots of players going for the national team. How is it when they have come back and preparing for this game?
Well, in this case, I think they are very motivated because they did a very good job. Performance of the JDT players and the national team was good, and we are happy to see them back with the team. They are willing to do their best now, so let's hope them to be okay.
And what have you been working on in this break?
Well, a lot of things. We had some time to train in the small details. We have been correcting the mistakes we've been through the last games. The last game was a very good game for us at home, so we are trying to continue the same dynamic, the same style that JDT is used to, and being more focused in the small details.
And Diogo and Safari maybe not playing. Is that giving a chance for other players like Shafiq Ahmad, who played really well for the national team, to come in?
Well, yeah. Now Diogo has a bit of a knock, but he won't be ready for the game. But Safawi will, Shafiq Ahmad will, and we have almost full squad, and we are looking forward for them to play a good game.
And playing against PJ City, it's always been tough. Is there anything different that you want to do with the team against a defensive side like this?
Well, there's a good thing that we have been facing PJ City not very far away from now, a lot of 2-3 times, and they are a good team. They have been playing, trying to play good football. They are improving. They are a very organized team, and we know that, and we must know that after the break we should come back strong, focused on what we do, and try to overcome any situation that we face. They play good in the counter-attack. They are fast. They are strong players, but we're going to try to overcome these situations.
All right, thank you. All the best, coach.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Aris, after this layoff for JDT, but you go back with the national team, most of the Malaysian players also with the national team. How's it been for you guys to adapt coming into the preparation towards this game?
I think for us was, I think most of us came back only 2 days or 3 days ago. So it was most important thing was the recovery from those games with the national team. And now we are back with the club, and we start with we resume with a away game here. So we know how we want to play. We know how we have been playing the whole of this season. So we just try to continue and try to keep up that level. And of course, if it's better, it is great for us. So, but I think important is to get the guys in the right shape. And today we hope that we are in the right shape to get the result.
And how beneficial was it for both you and also the national team players to have such a good performance with the national team and come back to the club towards this game?
Yeah, it does a lot of good for the confidence of for the players, and I think we have to try to translate that to the club now. So now we resume. It's we are back together again to try to achieve our objective, our target for the year, playing in this competition. So we're going to give our best and hope we can seal our place in the knockout stages tonight.
And you know, it's been a very different kind of Malaysia Cup comparing to last year. How good is it, the improvement so far? Because you're already going towards the quarterfinals. How big is that to have that performance? Because you won 3, lost 3 last year, but now you just won all your games and 1 draw.
Yeah, it's important for us, I think, to in a short competition like this to what I would say, peak at the right time. So I think we've been doing well, but in terms of performance, I think it wasn't too good in the beginning. But I think before the international break, we played a really good game at home with a 5-0 scoreline, and I think it was a really good performance from the team as well. So we have to try to maintain that level and try to move upwards from now. Yeah.
All right, thanks. All the best.
Haris Haran was part of a Singapore team that had a terrific 2-1 victory over Palestine in the World Cup qualifier, so he's full of form. By the magic of television, Syed Adney is back up in the commentary box. This is a strong, respectful Johor Darul Taksim lineup. It's as strong as Benjamin Mora can possibly make it.
Yeah, they know they have quality and depth in the side. They're not looking down on PJ City. They want to take every game with quality and confidence, and that's what they're doing. It's only one change to the side with Diogo. With the injury, Shafiq Ahmad comes in. It's a big boost for Shafiq Ahmad to finally get that chance in the starting 11.
Is he a number 9, Shafiq Ahmad? I mean, it's the perennial question about him.
It's very difficult to say because of the size as well. It's, you want to compare him to Diogo, it's very difficult. But Shafiq Ahmad, you know, we saw him score the goal. It was a header against UAE, so, you know, he's still got that presence in him.
I love this line. International. 7 internationals on the bench. You mentioned strength and depth. That is it personified. And no Diogo.
Yeah, that's it. You know, that's how you think. Whatever player gets injured in the first 11, they can bring on quality as well. Local players, foreign players, they're all quality in this side.
Okay, let's focus on some of the key players. Safai Rashid obviously is the main man. He has been outstanding player of the year last year in Malaysia. He's already got, in total, I think it's 14 goals, of which 4 have come in the Malaysia Cup. Terrific season.
Yeah, terrific season. He's banging goals in the league, and now comes to the Malaysia Cup. He's already got 4 goals. He's on par with Cabrera and Diogo. So there's, you know, he's so important to the side. He brings creativity as well, and it's not just his goal-scoring ability. It's also providing for others as well, and that's what's so important. And also, Leandro Velasquez is also an important player. Maybe hasn't got a goal yet in the Malaysia Cup, but 3 assists is definitely there.
And he's got 7 goals in the league as well. Many people really do rate Leandro Velasquez in that kind of number 10 position that he's very much made his own. We're not far away from kickoff. Quick thoughts of you ahead of this match. I mean, PJ City, they're the bogey team of Johor. Are they capable of upsetting them once again here?
I think if they bring the confidence that they had beating them in Larkin, they still got 2 goals, even though they lost the last game. But, you know, if they can score 2 goals away and bring that confidence back home and just, like Devon said, improve on defensive-wise, they can do it.
Kickoff is just about 12 minutes away. It's live on iFlix and Singtel in Singapore. Join us after this short break. It's Piala Malaysia 2019, PJ City versus Johor Darul Taksim.
Brian berjaya memanggil kereta dengan cantik sekali dengan menggunakan teknik reverse parking. Oh, nampaknya ada masalah. Nampaknya Brian terperangkap.
Match day 5 of the 2019 Piala Malaysia brings us to the MPPJ Stadium in Petaling Jaya, right on the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur. We are actually in Selangor. It is the home side, PJ City, who established themselves as a Super League club this year up against the 6-time champions Johor Darul Taksim. Johor have won the Malaysia Cup once in their current moniker. PJ City are looking for their second appearance in the quarter-finals. Syed Adney, the former Malaysia international, alongside me in the commentary box tonight. Adney, for Johor, they found problems with PJ City. Last year in the Malaysia Cup, they lost to then what was MIFA. This year, their long unbeaten home run in the league came to an end. PJ are a bit of a bogey club for Johor Darul Taksim.
Yeah, we can all see that from the past few seasons. But when JDT come to Kelana Jaya, they usually pick up the 3 points, and that's what they'll be looking for again tonight. But PJ City, they've got confidence. The 2 games, the back-to-back wins against UITM, they've had a long layoff. They've worked on whatever they need to improve in those 2 weeks. We heard from David and Washington, so they're looking confident, but can they bring that confidence onto the pitch?
You're looking at rather hazy-looking pictures. Don't adjust your hand phone or wherever you're watching this game. It is hazy. The API rate is as high as we allow it to get in Malaysian football, very close to this match being postponed, but the players and the clubs are both happy to get out there, but it is very hazy, and that may well have an impact on the pace of the game, Syed Adney.
Well, yep, medically, yeah, if you're looking at health-wise, it might be, but I think the players are going to go onto the pitch and just give their all, not think about the haze. That's what you have to do as a professional footballer, but it does play a part where maybe once you're going after 30 to 40 minutes, maybe in the second half, after the break and you go into the 70th minute, you could all see a bit of changes in the fatigue.
Yeah, we can look on that, though, as a positive, though. This game could get very stretched, could get very end-to-end. Might mean goals, particularly when you've got Washington Brandao and Pedro Enrique looking for goals. PJ City, of course, aren't guaranteed a place in the quarter-finals yet. If they get a point here, they are. So they are after a result.
They have to get a result. Yeah. Their last game is against PKMP, so that will give them a bit of confidence. So it's in their own hands whether they go to the quarterfinals or not. That's why I'm saying 1 point here today is so beneficial for the side. And even if not, they just have to go out there against PKMP and get 3 points.
As for Johor Darul Taksim, they have taken this Malaysia Cup this year incredibly seriously. There was a feeling last year that it wasn't top of their agenda, that they were thinking towards the AFC Champions League. Well, they've had a good tournament in the AFC Champions League. They've won the league. They maybe took the FA Cup not as seriously as they might have done, but the Malaysia Cup, they have taken deadly seriously, haven't they?
Every game is the best 11, and that's where you can see the seriousness come from. It's not just from the management side, it's from the players' side. Every time they step onto the pitch, they just go out to win. Maybe they didn't get a win against PKMP and Manjung, and then all the rest of the games, they've just been scoring and scoring goals.
We are all just about set. Kickoff is just a few minutes away. The players, as you saw, are in the tunnel. The theme music has come out, and suddenly it's game time. This is the Piala Malaysia 2019. Johor Darul Taksim are in the house of PJ City. Mascots having a fight over the match ball. It could be one of those nights, I tell you. PJ City are the team that likes to get into the faces of their opponents. Johor will know that they have got a battle here. Some of their players may be a little bit weary after their international exploits, not only UAE, but also the match at the Bengkano. Emotionally, that could have taken so much out of the likes of Lever Korbinong and Shafiq Ahmad and Safari Rashid. This is a big test tonight for Johor Darul Taksim. PJ in their sky blue and white onto a pitch that looks absolutely splendid. Johor in their red and blue. We'll give you the official team news after the respective state and national anthem. Pitch looking in good condition, the crowd in good voice. There's a decent Johor contingent here at PJ City, who haven't had the biggest crowds in their first season in the top flight, but it is a growing number of supporters that they have got. The haze has kept, I think, quite a few people away today, because this is a match they would normally want to see. Haris Harun leads the Johor lineup. The international break side, Adney, we've not really spoken about that. It will take a lot out of the players.
Yeah, definitely for the Johor players. A lot of their players just coming back, and just looking at this PJ City side, 2 changes. Mohaimed's out, Kamalullah is in for the goalkeeping side. In the midfield bay, Bom Yun comes in for Bharath Kumar. They just want more creativity in the middle of the park, where they'll just depend on Pedro and Washington up front.
Bharath Kumar will be a big miss in the heart of midfield. His hard running is very much a part of the success, or one of the success stories of PJ City. K. Satish will come in. He's not quite the same hard running player, but plays in the same role.
Yeah, he was good against UITM. He's got himself a goal in that win in UITM Shah Alam, and tonight, you know, it does look like it's a very defensive side.
On the bench, tons of experience. Subramaniam, Safi Sali, Zamri Ranli and P. Rajesh have all got tons of experience. So has Esvinad, who spent, I believe, certainly time in Kelantan, been all over the place. Tinagaran has been a regular starter. So there's experience on that PJ City bench. And there is the lineup. You know they will come out. Aggression, man for man, they probably don't compare with Johor Darul Taksim. That means you've just got to work that extra bit harder. Elizao is the captain alongside Haris Harun, the Singaporean. Wan Tarmizi, Wan Ibrahim is the match referee. Khalid Aris and Azmadi Azni on the other side. And Zulkarnain Zakaria, an experienced referee himself, is the 4th official. Elizao defensively has had a strong season for PJ City. They were a difficult side to break down. And the Johor lineup that we've got, well, they're going to have to work pretty hard, because that 3-man stroke 5-man defence is difficult to play against. So they'll need real magic from Cabrera and Safawi, and Leandro getting in support of Shafiq Ahmad.
Yeah, these are the 3 players that you'll look at going forward, especially Safawi and Cabrera. Shafiq Ahmad, he doesn't get too many starts, so that's a rare opportunity for him. You know, he can bring that confidence he had against UAE, got the goal. Maybe he can do it today.
On the bench, I love saying it, 7 substitutes, all international players. Adam Noor Razlin was up against Ali Magkut on Tuesday night. If he does come on today, well, Washington isn't quite Ali, but he's not far off him. Hazwan Bakri, Shama Kuti, who'll be looking to get some game time, I think. Shama was one of the few who copped a little bit of criticism from the international break, rather unfairly, I think it must be said. But Johor unbeaten in the last 5, only 1 draw. That was when they threw away a 2-goal lead against PKMP. 10 points out of the possible 12 in the Piala Malaysia. As for PJ City, just the 1 defeat so far. That was in that thrilling game. 4-2 they lost down in Johor, but heck, they gave them one heck of a ride down there, didn't they?
Yeah, they came back 2-2, but you know, JDT have that extra quality, they have that extra finesse, and that's where JDT overcome them with the 2 goals. But you know, PJ City, they can look up and say, hey, we've got a chance, we can do this at home.
Crowd just getting into it. The haze will be a factor. We'll keep an eye on it. It has cleared just a little bit, but it was approaching 150 about an hour before kick-off. But there's Washington Brandao. 2 goals in the Malaysia Cup, 6 in all since he came. Blistering pace from Washington Brandao, and he terrified both Mauricio and Aidil when they last played. Shafiq Ahmad, toast of Malaysia in midweek. Will he be toast of Johor tonight? Match day 5 about to get underway, just waiting for the appointed hour. Referee Wan Tarmizi checks with the match commissioner and the 4th official, make sure the goalkeepers are okay. And we are underway. Johor in their traditional red and blue. Eskunalam, the width of Safawi, immediately under pressure from Baebiom Kyum. Syed Adney, the former Malaysia international, alongside me in the commentary box as Shafiq makes a run round the back of Nazriq Baharam, and Anas Rahmat gets the header in. This 3-man defence, are you a fan of it as a goalkeeper?
Well, I played a lot with it when I was playing for ATM back in 2015. At the start, it's very tough. it's not easy to adapt to. You know, you've got players who are usually playing the 4-4-2, and a bit of a switch of a change of a formation does play in the mind. But if you get more practice in doing it, like PJ City have done, they look very comfortable with the formation.
Safawi quickly back to Harris Harron. Harris slides in. Harris was part of a monumental victory for Singapore in front of a full house at Jalan Besar. Singapore international team buzzing after a victory over Palestine. Here's Shafiq Ahmad. Personally, he's buzzing. Serginho back to Elizao. Hazel Ridwan, the dependable long-serving left-back, is there. And first foul from Afiq Fazel.
Well, it's nice to see PJ City trying to play their way out from the back instead of just pumping it long, where most teams would try to do against JDT, where JDT, they're always known for their high pressing. And you know, I like how they're trying to just get out with those small little passes, and they've also won themselves a foul to just calm down the game a bit.
That's a little bit concerning, the way Serginho is holding his back. I'm not sure if it's the landing, because the pitch here is really very soft underneath, so that can only be an awkward little twist. Looks fairly inconsequential.
I don't think it's from the tackle. I think it's from the landing.
Bit of ice. Serginho started off as a centre forward and has dropped back into a very effective central midfielder. He's at the base of their midfield three, their central midfield three, and the two wing-backs either side, and he's really turned himself into important cog into Kade Evans' side. Kalamullah Al-Hafiz. Hit it well, but along the floor. In other games going on tonight, Terengganu versus Kedah in Group A, and PKNS versus Negri Sembilan. I can tell you there's an early goal for Kedah against Terengganu. All of the matches can be seen on the iFlix networks in Malaysia. But Kedah, Ideal's team, they are leading the FA Cup holders against last season's unlucky beaten Malaysia Cup finalists. Low-key start here. Better elevation on that from Kalamullah. And Harris skimmed off the top of his head, and I think he was lucky that Pedro wasn't alert to that. Mauricio. Ideal. Cabrera. Ideal. Anas gets in there first, and Pedro beaten to it by Leandro Velasquez. Nice touch from Afiq onto Kunalan. Safawi wasn't sure whether he wanted it short or long. Leandro caught in possession. It's Washington who took a knock on the side of the ankle. Strange old start side, Adney. 5 minutes gone and neither team has really put a move of significance together.
I think it's just both teams playing cautious with the way PJ City defend. JDT, they don't want to just go forward too fast and be vulnerable at the back.
Mauricio scored the opener in JDT's 5-0 win over PKMP. It really was a stunning performance last time out. Safawi makes the run. Kunalan looking for it. There's plenty of movement. Eventually Safawi gets there, but it's off the right shoulder. JDT rather being smothered by the back five as it started of Cade Evans, PJ City.
This is where JDT, they have to be quicker with the movement, quicker with the passes. And did come off the shoulder for a handball. PJ City, they're going to make sure it's always compact, because that will make it more difficult for JDT to make those small passes, and that will make Shafiq Ahmad have to think more, maybe make the runs behind the defense.
Serginho's header, help through, Washington with pace. Corbin on covering, and Farizal miss kicks. Tivandaran onto Bumgyeon. But there's the first indication of how terrifying Washington Brandao's pace can be.
And we can just see how quick PJ City from defensive side, getting the ball up with Pedro and Washington. It's so beneficial for them. Very unlucky that Bay didn't get a touch with the mistake from Farizal.
Farizal was out quickly, but shanked his clearance. Leandro Velasquez. Bay is full of energy, closing down there on Velasquez. Kunalan helps it forward. Elizao against Shafiq. Brazilian holds off Shafiq, and Ezo Ridwan helps it forward. Just a little bit scrappy out there. 7.5 minutes gone. No flow to the game as yet, which will suit PJ City right down to the ground. Kunalan back to Farizal. Maurizio. Oh, PJ saying to Johor, come on, we're setting up 5-4-1. Come and pass us, come and beat us. Could be a long night side, Adney.
Well, it's finally JDT trying to spring a few passes. They go from right to left, left to right, and now they've got that space.
Safawi inside Elizao, but the Brazilians recovered. Holds off Safawi. Well played in the end by Anas. Ezo Ridwan surges forward. Pedro to his left, Washington through the middle. Washington seen by Maurizio. Coolly played by the former Lazio man. Lever Corbinong onto Afik. Afik epitomises pass and move. Corbinong. Velasquez had made a great run, Corbinong. Instead went short to Cabrera. Velasquez is not too thrilled with that off the camera. Expletive deleted. Kunalan. Safawi. Tight space, nowhere to go. Pedro helped out by Serginho. Satish. Ezo Ridwan back to Elizao. Bay's made a great forward run. Got the wrong side of Maurizio. Bay Bumgyeon. Oh, what a strike from the Korean. 10th minute, and PJ City lead with their first shot on goal.
Baby Bjorn, not the player you're expecting to make the run behind a JDT defense. You'd expect Pedro or Washington, but he sees the space. Smart turn from Serginho, and just look at the pass from Elizao. He can see the run, makes the pass, beats all the defenders, and Bay, all he has to do is get the connection, get the shot right, get it past Farizal Malias, and now they're 1-0 ahead.
Terrific strike from Bay. As you say, he's not renowned for his goal scoring. First Malaysia Cup goal. Well, bogey teams are called bogey teams for a reason. 10 minutes gone. PJ City 1, Johor 0. Maybe that'll lighten up Johor into getting their passing game going.
But it always does as a former player. Once you're 1-0 down, then you have to put extra effort. You need to be extra focused.
Shafiq under significant pressure from Anas Ramat. Too much pressure from Anas. Sorry, old pal, they were former teammates. Anas has developed into a very capable centre-back this season. The 3 seems to suit him.
Here it is again. You can see the push from Anas. Actually, Anas and Nasri, before the start of the season, they were supposed to play in the 3rd division, but they got picked up from PJ City, and look what it's done for them.
Cabrera drives in the cross, cleared by Elizao. Satish first to it, loses out. Tivandran helps it forward. Washington eventually controlled it, but a little bit with the hand. Means Johor, we trail by a goal to 0, get on with it quickly. Safawi, look at that, demanding the ball in centre midfield. Harris. Shafiq Ahmad very deep as well. Oh, it's drifted over Tivandran, but it's just offside. Anas, closed down by Leandro, finds the goal scorer Bay, wins the throw-in off Harris Harron. In fact, has won a free kick off Harris. Serginho helps it in. Tivandran. Washington can't get there. Ideal hoiks it forward, finds Leandro. Closed down immediately by Serginho and Bay. Bay took a knock. Harris wins the 50-50 and is cool under pressure. Ideal. But look at the work rate of PJ City in this opening 15 minutes, closing down. And now they're pressing. Safawi got Azel Ridwan for company, smuggles it out to Afiq. Azel puts in another challenge. Then Pedro forces the hurried clearance from Kunalan. Nasri and Elizao sorted out. Serginho.
It's just great how they've just pressed and forced the mistake from JDT, and now they've received the ball. They've slowed down the game a little bit. They can spread it out.
Here's Bay. Velasquez with the clearance. Bay wins it back, loses it, wins it back again. Scrappy, which is exactly how PJ City want it. When they've not got the ball for PJ, definitely is a back 5, isn't it? There's no pretense that Tivandran or Azel Ridwan playing as auxiliary midfielders. They're very much defenders. But a little bit of space for Gonzalo Cabrera. Velasquez floats it out into Kunalan. Now he's got some space to run into. Closed down very quickly. Satish doing a good job. Shafiq comes very deep to receive the ball. The miscues. If your centre forwards coming this deep, Syed Adni, a bit worrying.
Well, that's when they haven't had enough of the ball. They need more touches. They need to gain that confidence. We saw Safawi do the same, come from the right-hand side into the middle of the park. just so hard for JDT to get the ball forward because PJ are just so compact with that 5 at the back, and also Satish, Serginho and Bay having to protect them.
What it is doing, though, it's working the PJ midfield in particular very hard. Little 10-metre runs left and right and left and right. Well, it's compact now. There's another 75 minutes to play. That's one back, though, by Pedro. Washington's pace. Washington ahead of Maurizio. Big decision here for referee Tarmizi. It's a yellow. Washington's pace, though, electrifying once again. Pedro Enrique not happy that it's only a yellow for Maurizio. Said Adney, your thoughts?
Well, I can understand the frustration. I did see Mauricio was the last man at the back. And if it's the last man, usually it's a red from the referee. Washington, great touch forward. You know he has pace. You can see it here. Great ball from Pedro. That touch right there. And he is the last man.
Again, Washington's pace is exceptional. Maurizio picks up the yellow card. There's no doubt he was picking up a yellow. The only question was whether the referee saw it was a genuine goal-scoring opportunity. But it's in his remit to make that decision. Benjamin Mora looking from behind, a worried man. I think we've got another look at it here, Syed Adney.
And this is it, great touch, late tackle. Does he have an opportunity to go straight forward to Farisal Males? I think he does. With his pace, he'll get there, and then he'll be straight 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper.
Yellow card is the decision, though. The 18-yard line being held by Maurizio. Serginho to Bay, and Bay plenty of power in a left-footed shot. He's saying there was a deflection off Shafiq Ahmed. Is that just to hide his embarrassment?
Well, he's already scored a goal. He has the confidence, and why not? He believes that there was a touch from Leandro. Again, it's up to the referee.
And that's Ramat. He's looking after Leandro Velasquez, who's operating down the left. Gonzalo Cabrera being a little bit quiet. The international break will have done PJ City a power of good, because Kay Devon will have had a chance to get his team on the training field. Satish beaten to the ball by Eskunalam. Hazel Ridwan. Rafiq runs it out. Maurizio, that was short. Maurizio goes down, and there could well be a yellow card. Yeah, that is indeed for Pedro Enrique.
We can clearly see there it's a bit of frustration from the incident before, where Pedro made that great pass to Washington, and he was requesting for a red card for Mauricio, and it's late from Pedro and Mauricio this time.
Hasn't he got a right to go for that one? It's a short pass from Kunalan. Hasn't he got a right to go in?
I think, well, yeah, I agree with you. He does have a right to go in, but he does clip Mauricio at the end of the day.
Yellow card for Pedro Enrique. Yellow card for Maurizio. 1-0 to PJ City. Bogbom 10 minutes into the game. We're now on 20 minutes, and Johor have yet to really pose any threat to Kalamula in the PJ City goal. Afiq. Tivandran very quickly over to cover Cabrera. Corbinong. Maurizio. And just to the left of your screen, there's man-to-man marking by PJ City and a spare body. And they're making it scrappy in the middle of the pitch as Serginho falls on the floor after slight contact and picks up the free kick.
Well, nothing going for JDT at the moment. PJ City just overrunning them with the pressing.
Harris, clever ball into Corbin Ong. Corbin runs into Bay, finds Cabrera. Harris and Serginho battling for it. Afi, chance to play in Safawi. Oh, you saw the idea. The thinking was good, the execution, it just took a bobble to defend him.
That's such a shame for Afik. Gets the ball back. Good run for Safawi.
Because of the haze, there is going to be a drinks interval midway through each half. I think it's on 30 minutes. And Johor might look forward to that. It gives them a chance, Benjamin Mora, just to have a word or two about where to find some space. But even from our vantage point side, Adney, high up in the main stand, there doesn't seem to be a lot of space for Johor to play him.
Well, every run that any JDT player makes, they're always being marked. And it's so tight, the marking, and it's also, you know, it could wear the PJ City players out. So JDT just play the way they are, tire PJ City players, and you know they'll get that one chance, because when you're tired you just have that little bit of a lapse of concentration where JDT could take advantage of it.
Safawi takes on Hazel Ridwan. Cover from Sachis. Safawi bulldozes his way. Superb. Shafiq across the face of goal. Cabrera. Corbin Ong for support. Doesn't use him. Well, he does now. So many blue shirts back. Ideal. Elizao just a little bit rough on the back there of Leandro Velasquez, and Elizao saying, come on, I've got to be able to stand up against him. Referee Tarmizi says, not like that, you can't. So midway through the first half, in the haze, Elizao just, it was a foul. So Safawi and Velasquez over the ball. In the middle, you've got Maurizio, who scored against PKMP. Safawi! Oh, my word. Safawi Rashid. That's not even a quarter of a chance. That's just brilliant from Safawi. A fifth Malaysia Cup goal of the campaign.
Well, they couldn't do it through open play. They got a set piece and needed the individual brilliance of Safawi Rashid to put it past Kamalula. Great hit, great technique from a very difficult angle. Should Kamalula do better? Is he too slow to get to his near post? I think so. I think Kamalula has to get a hand to it, but take nothing away from the strike.
There will be a drinks break before the restart, but one explosive way for Johor to get themselves back on level terms. Luciano Figueroa and Benjamin Moore and the coaching staff just making sure liquids are taken on. Same on the PJ City side. But that's a bit of a hammer blow for PJ City, because it's not something that they've conceded. It's just a set play that's been wonderfully executed. Yes, Kalamula maybe got to protect his near post, but nonetheless Safawi has seen the slight movement off his line from Kalamula.
Yeah, I can see just now Murugan, goalkeeper coach, and also Magat. Yeah, I can see he's just went too slow to his near post. He's already there. His 2 steps has to be quicker. He's just a bit too slow. Maybe the positioning is wrong. But you know, you got to give credit to Safawi. He has to hit it to make it happen.
Terrific from Safawi. Talk to me about the goalkeeper's position. He's got a wall there, so he shouldn't be behind the wall. As you say, he's only 2 or 3 steps away. So what should his position be?
Well, usually what we say is you just have to be in line with the last man on the right side. So that's where you've got the vision of the ball.
Here's the earlier goal from Bae Byung-gyun. And again, maybe we can question Farizal near post. Maybe.
Yep, I was just waiting for another replay of that. It's the same. I think Farizal, as a top quality goalkeeper, he has to save that at his near post. I think he's come out, tried to close the angle. Maybe it's just on the way out. He's just in a little bit of a wrong position. That's where it gives Bae that vision to go to the near post.
It'd be incredibly harsh to say 2 goalkeeping misjudgments have given us the 2 goals. 2 great strikes. But Johor are back. Their possessional stats will suggest that they deserve it. And Mauricio clears. Pedro's got to be a little bit careful. There's a handball there, but Pedro was quite aggressive with his challenge there on Mauricio. Well, on 9 minutes, I was thinking this might be a long night for us. 17 minutes later, it's turned into a really good game of football. Long ball looks for Shafiq. Anas again does well. Tivandran. Shafiq finds Cabrera. Don't think he meant to. Corbin Ong. Behind Shafiq. Tivandran. Corbin Ong gets back so quickly, but Serginho's done well to hold him off and win the throw-in eventually. He does like a win, Serginho, doesn't he? Tivandran. Satish can't control. Harris strong enough to hold off Pedro. As Ridwan is over covering, has done well. He's out. Pedro was saying he wanted it into the space behind Mauricio. Nasri comes bundling through the back of Shafiq. It's very PJ City performance.
Well, it's unfortunate for them to concede through a set piece. Yeah, Nasri, it is a bit of a harsh challenge on Shafiq Ahmad. It's definitely a free kick for JDT. But the way PJ City have been defending, they've done really well. They can't look down on themselves. It came from a set piece, but through open play, they've done sensational.
Tangling of legs between Tivandran, the 20-year-old, and Cabrera. He's introduced some good young players this season as well. Kay Devon. I think this can go down as a really successful campaign for PJ City since they got promotion. The name change from Mifa. Good setup behind the scenes. And their team is forcing Johor to play backwards. Here's Mauricio.
Well, you rarely see that from in the attacking half back to the goalkeeper straight away. You don't see that too many times from JDT.
Ideal. Cabrera, lovely play. Ideal makes the extra man. Shafiq. I think it comes off Shafiq Ahmad. Nasri somehow getting himself into trouble. Not for the first time in his career. Well handled by Tarmizi. I know you. I know what you like. Settle down. Moving on, good strength, Cabrera. Half an hour gone, one apiece. Shafiq. Takes on Anas. Anas defends well, doesn't commit. Cabrera. Just look how difficult it is to break through those lines, and Bae Byom-gyum can go. Hazel Ridwan's made a run. Bae, that's an ambitious effort from inside his own half.
There's too much confidence there.
But Farisal does play 22 metres off his line. Cabrera turns Devendra and just gone out of play. I wasn't sure about that, and Benjamin Mora certainly isn't sure about that, and Cabrera's protesting it. Change of footwear for Kay Satish. And maybe just a smack to the nose. He's getting some treatment as Harris finds Gonzalo Cabrera. There is the treatment for Satish. Safawi. Back up to full strength as Satish comes onto the pitch. Harris, miscontrol by the Singaporean. That's a rare mistake. Gets away with it. Ideal, again, just switches the play. Maurizio, Safawi, lovely first touch. Afik, booted clear by Elizar, but only to Harris Harron. Again, his touch is short. The pass to Laverco Binong. Cabrera, Harris, Cabrera. Can't take it in his stride. Elizar gets in there, and Bae just clipped by Leandro Velasquez.
I think it's clever play from Bae. Just calm things down. Get players forward, spread the park.
Pedro's flick. Maurizio can clear once again, though. Bae very much getting forward. Serginho goes down. Stays down. Johor play on, as they have every right to do. Referee saw nothing wrong with that challenge. Serginho is still down. So is Ideal. And Maurizio eventually puts it out of play. And now Serginho. As if Velasquez, it's a thick lip maybe. Not a lot more than that side, Adney.
Well, I can see Leandro Velasquez telling Serginho, you know, you're tall, how's my elbow go all the way up there? Well, we'll definitely know when we see it again.
They make it feisty, PJ City. It's part of their DNA, it's part of their game plan. Unofficially. Serginho does like to go to the floor, and we've seen it several times. And if there is contact there, then okay, there's contact, but the game has changed, Syed Adney. The game has changed. Ball given back to Faris Al-Malias. Sportingly by Johor, who put the ball out. Velasquez. Afik. Two sets of ultras either end of the stadium, doing their best to make themselves heard and seen in the haze. It's a growing number of PJ City ultras as Safari Rashid goes down the line. Serginho is back on the pitch. PJ City back up to the full complement. Harris. Leandro looks for Shafiq Ahmad. Terrific. He scored in the league game here. He's added one in the Malaysia Cup. Johor 1-0 down, 2-1 up.
And it was great play by the three players. Harris, Harun, Safawi. Safawi to Shafiq Ahmad, and all he had to do was put it in the back of the net. Just look at that pass from Harris to Safawi, and Safawi with that first touch that gives him the opportunity to put the ball forward for Shafiq Ahmad, and it's one of the first times he's got past that line of defense. Leandro Velasquez right there, sorry, not Safawi. Leandro sees Shafiq Ahmad and puts him top left corner of Kamalullah.
Fourth goal in all competitions this season, and he adds to his goal scored against United Arab Emirates for the national team. It's been a good week for Shafiq Ahmad. Friday the 13th, not unlucky for him at all. Now then, PJ have got to change things a little bit. Space for Afiq Fazail. Serginho in chase, Kunalam. Harris on to Velasquez. It was a very Safari-like pass from Velasquez, I fully understand. Tivandran ran out of space, but Shafiq Ahmad, wow, what an asset this fella has become. You've got that AFC Champions League goal. He's now making a huge difference on the national stage. Comes in replacing Diogo, big boots to fill, no problem.
Yeah, it's not easy for Shafiq Ahmad, but he hasn't had lots of the ball. But you have to be in a position, make the run, and then when you get the ball, make it count, and he did.
Nazriq Baharam with the headed clearance. It's a corner kick, I think, for the first corner for Johor Darul Taksim. So PJ have got to defend. Actually, it's a long throw in from Corbinong. On to Velasquez. Corbinong sweeps it out. Here's Safawi. First touch is so good again from Safari Rashid. Harris helps it in. Cabrera can't quite get there. Harris onto Corbinong. Velasquez spins past two, tries to get into the penalty area. Anas Ramat does a good job. Velasquez dives in. This is good spirit now from Johor Darul Taksim.
Well, they're gaining in confidence. That second goal gave them more. And great skill from Velasquez here. He beats Satis, beats Anas, but and then just couldn't have the strength to continue.
Mind the revised FIFA regulations are in order, so goal kicks can be played by a defender within the 18-yard box. Here's Serginho, under pressure from Afiq. There's nothing there, though there isn't a second one. There's a yellow card for Afiq. But the reaction side, Adney, from Serginho, is it just me?
No, it's not just you. I can see there's nothing too much. It's not like it's a very vicious tackle. It's just a touch, and he goes down like that.
The one after it, that was a vicious tackle. And that will mean treatment required for Pedro. Sorry, for Satish again. Key Devon looks a forlorn figure on the touchline there, because the game plan until that Safawi free kick was going superbly.
Yeah, they've just lacked a bit of concentration there. You could see when Shafiq Ahmad makes the run, he's got a bit too much space. The defender's behind him. He's not got his body position correct. He's allowed Shafiq to make the run. Usually they'll already block him off, and then he's just got that little space to go forward, and he takes advantage of that.
We get started with a free kick. Ellie's out. Satish is back on the pitch. There's been 4 interruptions for treatment so far. Might be a couple of minutes, maybe more, to add on at the end of this first 45 minutes, which is 4 minutes away. Goals elsewhere. Terengganu 1, Kedah 2. PKNS 0, Negri Sembilan 1. And PKMP 1, UITM 0. Now then, if PKMP win here, win against UITM, and PJ lose here, it makes winner take all on Tuesday night in the match between PKMP and PJ City.
That's why I was saying it's so important for PJ City to come out tonight with at least a point. I think their goal difference is better than PKMP.
And 5-0 walloping for PKMP will have hurt them. Quickly taken, Tivandran. Second chance, get the cross. That's brilliant defending from Cabrera. And then from Velasquez. Serginho's done well, and Bay is suddenly under pressure. Hazel Ridwan. That's comfortable for Farizal. If you want a reason why Johor Darul Taksim are champions, I think we saw it in the defending right there. Carlo Lopez with the goal for PKMP. That's in this group. Lee Tuck was on target from Terengganu, but Jonathan Bowman and the second goal mean Kedah have the lead there. So that's helped through for Farizal. Just one shot in this first 43 minutes for PJ City inside Adney. So, while we praise their defensive work going forward, not really enough to trouble Johor.
Well, I think they started off really positive. They defended well, but when they had the ball, they were looking to put the ball in dangerous areas, but they haven't been doing that for the past 20 minutes.
Shafiq Ahmad, just beaten by Nazrik. And the flag up for offside against Pedro Enrique as he was coming back from an offside position. Escunala. Thump of the ball from Farizal. Afiq just beaten to it by Serginho. Afiq got a yellow card for that challenge on Serginho earlier on, by the way. Just for confirmation, so Afiq needs to be careful. Benjamin Mora showing some good footballing skills. All frustrated players, coaches. Harris, brought down by Bay.
Yeah, Harris Harun uses his body well, doesn't give Bay a chance to get a touch on the ball with the tackle.
Ideal. Cabrera. Safawi, that's short from Kunalan. A couple of short balls Kunalan has played today. Velasquez challenges on Elizal. 3 minutes to add on. So Kernan, the fourth official. Nice clear signalling to everybody as Harris Harun finds Afi. Touch into Gonzalo Cabrera. Runs into a brick wall called Anas Ramat. Bay helps it over the top. Washington's pace. Robin needs support. Ideal eventually comes out with it. Harris. Reminder, at half-time, we will immediately have highlights of the first 45 minutes. Long ball for Safawi Rashid. Wrong side of Hazel Ridwan. Safawi waits for support. Cabrera, edge of the box. Cabrera! Terrific effort made by Safawi, and a whisker away by Gonzalo Cabrera.
Yeah, that move did deserve the goal at the end of it. Safawi seeing the space in the middle. Cabrera trying to curl it round Kamalula. You can just see where are the midfielders of PJ City following the runs from behind. Needs to have more communication between them. That's what I haven't seen since the first 15 minutes.
Washington on the ball. Pedro, you saw the exasperation. He's saying to Bay, I want it to my feet. Earlier on he was saying he wanted it over the top. As it is, Johor have come from a goal down, a goal conceded after 10 minutes, Bay Bomgyan, and have scored twice. Safari Rashid free kick, beautifully curled in, despite maybe the wrong positioning of Kalamulan. We'll get Said Adni's expert opinion on that during the half-time analysis. And then a lovely strike from Shafiq Ahmed after Leandro Velasquez had played him in. Hazel Ridwan. He and Kunalan have faced each other many, many times down the years, Hazel Ridwan and Kunalan. Elizal. Satish. Pedro. Trivandran. Lovely ball into Washington. Washington was looking for the runner off him. Trivandran cuts inside. Washington, time running out. They've got to get the ball in the penalty area in the next 10 or 15 seconds. Otherwise they're going to run out of time. Anas Ramat looks inside, finds Pedro. The referee has a look at his watch. Happy to let play go on. We played the 3 minutes though. Hazel Ridwan. And a half-time whistle does go. One time easy. Just waiting for Johor to get possession. And it's Johor Darul Taksim who have possession of the 3 points at half-time. Despite the noise and enthusiasm of the Phoenix Mania Ultras and Baby On Guns' early goal coming in 10 minutes, it's Johor who lead by 2-1. They scored through Safari Rashid, a lovely curling left-footed free kick that caught Kalamula out at his near post. And then they added a second when Shafiq Ahmad was able to score for Safari Rashid. It's his 5th Malaysia Cup goal and 15th goal of the season. And then Shafiq Ahmad scored the 2-1 goal at the end of a fabulous week for him. Half-time with highlights to come immediately. It's PJ City 1, Johor Darul Taksim 2. Highlights from PJ City versus Johor Darul Taksim, match day 5 of the Piala Malaysia, and the 10th minute goal coming in. Serginho back to Elizao, and look at the run from Baby Gun. He gets beyond Maurizio and fires it first time beyond Faraz Al-Malias at his near post. Good assist from Elizao. It's just a 9-9 into Bay, who'd made a terrific run. Maybe you can look at the goalkeeping, and Said Adni will examine that. But there's the forceful run. You get beyond the back two, and you're always going to create problems. 1-0 it was for PJ. And Bay was confident enough to try another effort from 35 metres. This one flying harmlessly over the top. But it was a really good opening 20 minutes or so from PJ City. They frustrated Johor, didn't allow the free players to get into position. And then this. Safari Rashid sees Kalamula slightly out of position, curls it with pace and accuracy inside the near post. 5th Malaysia Cup goal for Safawi, and he really is a man for any occasion now for Johor Darul Taksim. Very reliable performer with a delicious left foot. One each, changed the whole complexion of the game. Johor, having bossed possession, were able to then take the lead. Harris flicks it in, Leandro helps it on, and Shafiq Ahmad takes it in his stride and wallops it into the top corner. 2-1, the half-time score for Johor Darul Taksim. Their possessional stats, their corner stats, just about everything suggest that they deserve it, but PJ City will be frustrated with the way they conceded the equaliser. But no real complaints about that. That's just good striking from Shafiq Ahmad. Good chance near the end. Gonzalo Cabrera curls this one. 6 inches wide of Kalamula's left-hand post. Again, Safar was involved, got the time to look up, and the accuracy of the pass. Cabrera unable to convert though, but Johor leading by 2-1 on a hazy night in PJ. Still plenty to go here. Half-time though, with analysis to come after the break. Is PJ City 1, Johor Darul Taksim 2.
Brian kini sedang
PKMP leading UITM by a goal to nil. Giancarlo Lopez very early on there. That keeps PKPN right in this group, especially if PJ City lose and PJ go to PKMP on Tuesday. In the other matches, PKNS have scored right before half-time to equalise a Ferris Daniel goal against Negri Sembilan, and Terengganu 1, Kedah 2. Edgar Bernhardt after Jonathan Baumann had scored for Kedah. Lee Tuck on target for Terengganu. They're the half-time scores from the 4 matches taking place tonight. 4 matches, of course, taking place tomorrow. Okay, let's just have a look at the main talking points of this match here. 2-1 it is to Johor Darul Taksim. Syed Adni alongside me in the commentary box. Syed Adni, your general overall thoughts on the first 45 minutes?
Well, I thought PJ City, they defended well in the first 20 minutes. After the goal, Safawi Rashid scored from the free kick. Then they just had a bit of lapse of concentration, which allowed Shafiq Ahmad to get the goal. But they've been doing well. I think they need to continue what they did in the first 15 minutes. Defend well, get the ball, hit it forward for Bay, as we saw. Washington, Pedro Henrique, these are players who can hurt JDT. So if they can come out with the same mentality in the second half, they could grab something and just focus more on the defensive side.
Yeah, you talked about the good work that PJ City started. They started off really well. The early goal, 10 minutes on, Bay Gun scored a really good goal at the near post of Farazal. Elizau's little dink in. Bay Gun does really well. It's a good finish, but are you questioning Farazal at all here?
Well, I'd question also the two centre-backs, Aidil and Mauricio, for allowing that run to happen. And once Bay got the ball on his left boot, I think that's the only place he's going to put it, in the near post, because he saw Farizal come out. And Bay makes that run from the midfield area in the centre circle and gets past Aidil. And this is near post. We all say near post is where goalkeepers should be covering, should be saved. But sometimes if a ball is too good, you're not going to save it. I think that was a good strike from Bay.
Okay, so Johor were really shocked by that one, because PJ City's something of a bogey team. They got themselves back into it with a little bit of impudence, brilliance, what do you call it, from Safawi Rashid's free kick. A shot's not really on from this angle, is it?
Well, usually you don't see a shot from this kind of angle. Usually it's put in the box for someone to get a head on. But Safawi, I think he's had a look at the goalkeeper. He saw he wasn't ready. Maybe he saw the goalkeeper. He hasn't had much to do. He hasn't had a save to make and just try and test the goalkeeper. And he's tried to do that. And it all goes well for Safawi. But I think the goalkeeper could do better. I think he's a bit too slow. The ball's further away from what we saw Farizal concede. And I think this should be savable.
Nonetheless, Safawi Rashid does hit a wicked ball. That was one each. That changed the whole complexion of the game. Johor could then maybe just relax a little bit more. They started creating a few more opportunities, and they got the go-ahead goal. Terrific strike it was as well. Not only the finish from Shafiq Ahmad to end a great week on a high, but the build-up play as well.
For sure, I think it was a great play from both players, Haris Harun to Leandro. I thought it was Safawi, but Leandro made the pass to Shafiq Ahmad. And, Shafiq Ahmad, he just has to be in the right position, make the run. And you can see that little gap between Aizul and I think it's Elizu, or it could be either Nasri Baharum. And that's one time they've got past in the middle, gave a bit of space. And this is what quality players do. They punish you. And if you give too much space to a player like Shafiq Ahmad, who's on top form at the moment, but I would like to give credit to Haris Harun with that pass to look at Leandro. It's such a tight area, and he has a lot to do. Get the great pace on the pass, and Leandro's first touch and then the pass is so smart towards Shafiq Ahmad, and you could see Nasri Baharum is a bit too far, and Aizul Ridwan from each other.
That was the 2-1 go-ahead goal for Johor. It could have been very different, though. There was a major incident. Washington Brandauer's got phenomenal pace, and he broke away once, brought down by Mauricio. Referee gave Mauricio a yellow card. What's your feeling on this?
I think if you're your last man, you're supposed to be sent off. I've seen it many times, not just in Malaysia. World football, if you're the last man, you make a tackle like that, it's a red card for me. It's a great touch from Washington. I think he's going to get on the ball. He's going to go for goal. It's just a matter whether the referee has made the correct decision or not. In my opinion, he has not made the correct decision.
In Wantamizi's defence, though, Washington has hit the ball away from goal, and he's got quite a lot on it, and it's not a guaranteed goal-scoring chance. I think that will have been going through the referee's mind.
Yeah, you could say that, but I think Washington has the pace to get there. He has also other players coming in, making the runs towards the box. He could have maybe went on himself or made a pass into the middle, but referee, he's blew the whistle, he's brought it back, and he's made a decision to give a yellow card.
Former Malaysia international side, Adney, with the analysis. Let's look forward a little bit. So we've looked backwards, seen the significant moments of what was an entertaining first 45 minutes. Looking forward, changes that might be made. Obviously, I think for PJ City, they've got Safi Salih.
Yeah, Safi Salih's a quality player. We've seen it in the past. He's come off the bench in the past few games. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but we know he has the quality. He's got the experience, and he's played against the defenders from JDT week in, week out in training. So he'll know weaknesses of these players. I think if he comes on, he'll do a lot of good. They've also got other players such as Rajesh Perumal, who played a lot in the league, but he's had some trouble with injuries. Vinod is also another player who makes the runs upfield and downfield, so they do have a little bit of depth. But if we look at the JDT side, very different, you know, as you always say, national player, national player, national player. And we're going to look at one national player, which is Akia Rashid. I think he's a really great talent. Maybe he's not ready for a first 11 in a quality side like JDT, but every time he comes off the bench, he causes trouble.
Indeed, he has. He won one penalty in the current Piala Malaysia. Used regular off the bench. He only had one start in 20 appearances in the league. Very often it was a cameo in the last 10 minutes or so. Is that his best position as an impact substitution?
Well, at the moment, that's what Luciano and also Benjamin Mora are thinking. They think he's an impact player who can just cause trouble with his pace, because in the second half, after 70, 80 minutes, that's where defenders start to get tired. And with the pace of Akia Rashid and his dribbling skills, these are things that can cause so much trouble.
You've already given your opinion once that you think PJ City may well be able to claw something from this game. Does it need a really good start in the first 10 or 15 minutes for that to happen?
Well, I think they just have to start the way they did in the first half. They started really well. They defended well. They were very compact. The only time that they were not compact, that's where they got punished. If they stay compact and go on the counter-attack, they've got the pace of Pedro and Washington Brandao up front. And I think if they get that one chance, they can convert.
Syed Adney, former Malaysia international, with the analysis at half-time. Great job, Syed. He'll be back in the commentary box very, very shortly. Johor Darul Taksim in the red and blue with a 2-1 half-time lead. Number of yellow cards brandished in the first 45 minutes. Let's just remind you, Maurizio, for that incident that was so well covered by Adney, and Afiq Fazail for the visitors. For the home side, Pedro Enrique, he picked up a yellow card. But Johor, having gone a goal down against a notoriously difficult opponent, can look back with real satisfaction on their second half of the first half. And after the Safari Rashid goal, it was a very different game. Callum Muller, you can see him just on the outside. He's taken over from Muhammad, who's not even on the bench today. I didn't really ask whether Muhammad is injured or there's a problem. But Callum Muller played really well in the 1-0 victory down in Johor in the league game to end Johor's long unbeaten spell at the Larkin Stadium. The context of this game, it's match day 5 of 6 of the group stages. 4 teams in the group, the top 2 of each group go through. At the moment, as it stands, Johor would qualify. PJ City would need to get a point in their match against PKMP. If they lose here and PKMP get the result that they've currently got, they lead by a goal to nil against UITM. Washington Brandao gets things underway in this second half. Elizao dinks forward. Finds Washington once again. New shirts for everybody. We've all got a bit muggy. The fog and the haze does make it a little bit sweaty out there as well. Early free kick for the home side. Serginho, he's got Elizao and Washington and Hazel Ridwan and Pedro to aim for. Elizao will be the favourite. Maurizio, dominant play. And then Ideal. Cabrera does his defending. Contributed 15 goals this season in all competitions, Gonzalo Cabrera. But does his work both ends of the pitch. Syed Adney alongside me in the commentary box. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching, be it on iFlix or on Singtel in Singapore. UITM versus Johor coming your way on Tuesday on Singtel. Hopefully the haze will have gone a little bit by then as Velasquez turns inside Serginho. Those two have had a running battle. Serginho wasn't happy with what he considered a high elbow from Velasquez in the first half. Now, is that a little bit of one-upmanship?
Very tough call there from our point of view. Just a little bit blocked off when the incident happened. Leandro's not complaining too much. Referees gave a word to Serginho. It's done and dusted.
The starting 11s, or the 11s on the pitch, are just scrolling through the bottom of your screen. Elizao closed down by Safawi, who's leading the line with Shafiq Ahmed and Gonzalo Cabrera. Velasquez behind them. Afik and Harris, with the back four of Kunala, Maurizio, Ideal and Levere Corbin Ong, with Farizal in goal. Washington's only had the one chance to run today. Here's a Ridwan, told to go back 10 metres. Washington on the back of Harris. Those who've been following the league, Pedro Henrique is the second Pedro Henrique to be called in the PJ City lineup this year. Can be confusing. Washington Randall very much a one-off. Velasquez turns inside beyond Cabrera. Corbin Ong. Afik, very mobile midfielder Afik. Harris is very much stay at home. Ideal. Good pressing from PJ City. So beautifully played out by Johor. How about that for confidence as Velasquez looks outside for Afik, and Velasquez, and Afik's available again. Glorious football from Johor. Afik Fazail looks for Safawi. Wow, a goal at the end of that move would have been sumptuous. Might still happen. Velasquez. Corbin Ong. Always somebody 10 metres away from a red shirt. Kunala, options behind him and ahead of him. 3 options for Harris. And then Maurizio might break. Oh, what a delicious finish over the top from Afik Fazail. Slight miscommunication, wonderful vision, just doesn't execute it, Saeed Adni.
I think you're being a bit generous to the goalkeeper and defender. Slight. I think that's a big miscommunication. Goalkeeper's nowhere near it, defender's nowhere near it. I think it's a glorious chance. It's a nice idea, just didn't execute it well.
Bit of a nothing ball in that Kalamulla didn't demand. Here's Farizal. So it's a big let-off for PJ, but they're still in the game. Velasquez and Nasrik. Velasquez goes down, referee okay with that. Elizao under pressure. Velasquez is still down. Happy to go back to his goalkeeper. Velasquez is still down, and PJ City will push this out of play on the far side. Do you see anything untoward there with Leandro Velasquez and Nasrik Baharam?
I did. I thought Leandro maybe gave an elbow to Nasrik first, and Nasrik is not one to just let you do something to him. He's going to retaliate, and he did. Referee didn't see it. I think, yeah, if we see it again, you'll see a retaliation and also a little bit of an elbow from Velasquez on Nasrik.
Looking a little bit groggy. Here's the earlier chance for Afik Fazail. Big miscommunication from a nothing ball at the end of a sumptuous move. And it nearly falls superbly for Afik Fazail.
We just see that Anas
He's not concentrating. He's thought the goalkeeper's come out, so you need to be talking to each other. Kamalula, he's just come out and then backed off again. Gives the chance for Afi to have an idea where to put the ball.
Afi scored 1 goal in the league. They're not prodigious scorers from midfield. Their front 4 score goals for fun. Mazrik. Pedro. Closed off and Farizal hoists it high into the hazy sky. Mazrik first to react. That will be a throw-in the way of PJ City. Another player goes down. It's been very, very chippy out there. There's not a lot of love between these two sides, is there?
It's Ideal this time, holding his ankle. Physios come on to see what's going on.
Gives me a chance to update you on scores elsewhere. PKMP still 1-0 up over UITM. And in Group A, PKNS 1, Negri 1, Terengganu 1, Kedah 2. Terengganu, after 3 consecutive wins, lost at Negri 3-2 last time out. Now they're trailing at home to Kedah.
Well, if the scores stay the same after 90 minutes here and at PKMP, well, gives it such an interesting final.
Matchday 6 is fabulous. That's midweek. Washington come a little bit deeper. It's rather sliced and calmly dealt with by Ideal Zafwan. Safawi, terrific. It's turned into some player, Safawi Rashid. From his early days in Terengganu, we always knew he was going to be good. I don't think we knew it'd be this good. Afiq Fazail. Bay closes down. Elizao just stretches. Anas Serginho. Nazrik. Casual Brazilian nonchalance from Elizao onto Nazrik. Anas. Some puss. Hazel. Washington ahead of him. Hazel Ridwan finds Washington Brandao. Rare chance to run, but look at the cover. Safawi works both ways, does well. Hazel Ridwan. Washington. He goes down. Referee Talmizi not impressed with Washington Brandao there. Pedro. Bay. Too much on it for Washington, but he gets in across. Or does he? No, the assistant referee over on the far side says not. But if PJ City are to find a way, they need that man to find himself on the ball more.
Well, in my opinion, I think the way PJ City are trying to get one back is the wrong way. I think it's very hard for them to go play small touches in the defensive area. I think they're better off going for those through balls towards Pedro and also Washington. That's where you utilize their pace.
Farizal forced to go long. Can't keep it alive. Plenty of noise inside this handsome stadium. Boys of Straits away to the goal behind Calamulas. The long ball over the top, looks for Pedro. Pedro smacks it into the back of Mauricio, and that's a corner kick. That's exactly what you were describing, Syed Adni.
Yeah, that's what I want to see more from PJ City, because they do have that pace, and the quality of Pedro and Washington can cause trouble now if they've got a corner and gives them another chance.
Anas comes up. Serginho's in the penalty area. Bay on the edge of the box. There, Corbinong, fine challenge. And he's the first one to press. Bay, look at that work from Corbinong. But well worked, Serginho, 3 in the penalty area. Knocked off by Harris Harron. Good football played by both teams and good pressing. Hazel Ridwan turns inside Safawi. A little bit of magic from Hazel Ridwan. Then he runs out of space and gets scared.
Well, he doesn't have a right foot. He couldn't pass it.
What a pass. Baby on gum. Pass Leandro. Page cross! What a header! Washington Brandao! Third Malaysia Cup goal, 7th of the campaign, and PJ City are level.
That's just great play, and all credit has to go to Aizul because he held it up so well. Although we said something about his right foot, and then Bay, what a touch. Straight away beats Leandro. Great ball to the far post, and Washington, all he has to do is head it past Faris Almalias for an equaliser.
They had been building up to something, not as spectacular as that. That's, I think, caught us out, but wow. Now we've got a game on. It was 2-2, remember, at the Larkin, and Johor responded within a minute. PJ had better beware.
Yeah, they have to learn from their past mistakes, have to be more solid at the back, more compact, and they've been that in the second half. They haven't allowed too much for JDT to create chances.
PJ City 2, Johor Darul Taksim 2, Washington Brandao. Good signing he's proven to be. Not only his pace, but his predatory finishing as well. Kunalam, Safawi. Velasquez, caught by Satish. Satish, what's that all about? Yellow card, crazy yellow card, Satish.
There's no need for it. You've just got an equalising goal. Keep your head in the game. It's a foul. He's barged into him from the back.
Back live, Velasquez. Under pressure from Bay. Kunalam. They'll redouble their efforts, PJ defensively now. Kunalam. Safawi. Helped it up. Shafiq! Oh my word. Safawi, Shafiq. Magical combination again.
Commentator's curse, he just said it. Straight away, JDT back in it. Another massive curling cross from Safari Rashid to the far post. Shafiq Ahmad right there, heads it past Kamalullah. No chance for him, but just this ball. This ball is everything that makes the goal happen. Safari Rashid.
What a pass, what an assist. Safawi and Shafiq. Great that they're in shot together because, well, the perfect combination. As in the Gelora Bung Karno, it's not quite as febrile, the atmosphere here, but the combination's exactly the same. National team or Johor. Substitution is P. Rajesh is on. I think it was Satish who's come off. And Serginho's had a kick out. Long ball over the top, looking for Hazel Ridwan. History repeating itself. Washington. Not happy there's no free kick, but the game goes on. Washington, another chance, this time to run a Kunalam. Strong defensive work from Harris. And then, well, there's some afters going on there. Harris and Washington brand out. Elizao involved, Serginho involved, the Brazilian connection. All around Harris. Ana Maurizio comes in as the deal breaker. Trying to get under their skins is the PJ way.
I can see it is a clear push from Washington on Harris, but there's a little kick out afterwards. But just a comeback for that from Satish. I think that goal comes from that foul in the middle of the park. Satish, there's no need to go barging in. They're in the middle of the park. Let them play back, and you can go back to your positions and defend again.
Syed Adney will be conducting the interviews with the coaches at the end of the match. And Serginho rugby tackles Harris Harron. Harris now losing his cool, which is very unlike Harris Harron. And he's losing his cool because he's been manhandled just about every time he's near the ball. Sometimes illegally, most times not. Safawi, what a pass to Kunalan. Wowee, Safawi Rashid.
And I thought before the game he wasn't going to start. That injury he picked up against UAE. What a difference he is.
Scored one, made one. And puts a corner out of play.
Well, he's still human, isn't he?
He's only human after all. Callum Muller wants to take it short. Shafiq leads the press on Elizao. Bay, tackled by Harris. Neither team going to step back from the physical confrontation. That's what can make it really spicy. Here's Bay again. Scored the first goal, looks for Pedro. Maurizio just had the lead on Pedro. Unusual. Afik. Krobinong. Cabrera. 3-2 lead for Johor, and Gonzalo Cabrera's hardly had an input, which just tells you they're certainly not a one-man team, they're a proper team. There's the unusual dummy from Maurizio. Marizal was forced into a hurried clearance by Washington, closing him down. There's a turnover. There's still plenty in this game.
I agree with you, Des. I think PJ City still have a lot to offer. They shouldn't give up. They need to believe themselves. You can see JDT, after taking the lead, the third goal, they've been very calm.
Korbinong. Rajesh has gone onto that wing-back role, so Tivandran is more central. Nazrik decides against going back to his goalkeeper. Does find Anas. Rajesh, step over. Flag is up for offside against Washington. They always give us extraordinary games, these two teams.
They should have more fixtures between them.
Boxing. PJ City's place in the Malaysia Cup is in jeopardy. A trip up to Manjung, where you need to get a result. Not easy. It's Safawi. Harris. Leandro. Well, more high from Serginho. And he can't complain. He is complaining. They're all complaining. But that is just crazy from Serginho.
Again, I'll say it again, there's no need for it. Focus on your football. Keep these little vengeance things out of your mind. You're 3-2 down. Focus on the game. Defend well. You see there, he's done it twice. And he's complaining.
Yellow card that was bound to happen. Velasquez, Safawi. That's a lot of Velasquez. That will be a corner kick because Hazel Ridwan got the final touch before the cross came in from Hazel Ridwan.
Yeah, you've got to give credit to Leandro. Even though the pass was overhit, he never gave up. He forced Hazel to make a touch.
Safawi's got Harris and Mauricio and Ideal in the penalty area. He comes short instead. Safawi Rashid dinks it in, cleared by Elizal. Terengganu have got an equaliser against Kedah. Terengganu 2, Kedah 2. Negri lead against PKNS. PKNS 1, Negri Sembilan 2. And PKMP have scored a second. Shafiq wins the header. He's surprisingly good in the air, Shafiq Ahmad. Mauricio, Harris. Washington, the latest to have a little pop at Leandro Velasquez, who seems to be something of a target.
Serginho has to be careful now. Well, he should have been careful from when he made the tackle before. He goes in as well as Washington.
He was having a word with Benjamin Mora, and not a nice one. To be fair, Benjamin Mora was also reciprocating. Tivandran onto Rajesh. Goes down by Cabrera. Afiq Fazale picks out Safawi. Oof. It will be a corner kick, no, goal kick. Assistant referee communicated with the referee and decided it came off Safawi last. But what a pass from Afiq Fazale.
Only if the touch from Safawi was much better. You can see they've drived it to the right-hand side.
Elizao into Baby Gum. He started the scoring. Little tug by Harris Harron. "20 minutes to play. PJ playing with their customary spirit. Mauricio involved in another big battle with Washington Brandao. Tivandran forgot to take the ball with him, and Afiq, who stayed calm throughout, finds Lever Corbinong. Cabrera. Ideal. Farizal. Tivandran's done well. Hooks it back in. Oh, is there a hand? Is there a hand? Oh, Syed Adney.
I do think it was a hand. You can hear by the way the ball hit his hand, you can hear that big smack on it.
Ooh. It would have been on completely the wrong side of the referee, and the assistant will have been hidden as well. Hazel Ridwan is the latest to target Leandro Velasquez. Yellow card for Hazel Ridwan. He becomes the 4th PJ player to see yellow, the 3rd for an incident involving Leandro Velasquez. And I believe that's his third yellow card, which means that he will miss the trip to Manjung. Now then, he's an important cog, is Hazel Ridwan. We're going to have the water break, I think. The haze was at such a level that the players are being given a water break just to make sure lungs are cleared. It has cleared a little bit, the haze, since kick-off, where it was very close to 150. And during the break, let's just recap you the game so far in terms of goals. We can't recap the intensity in the yellow cards, but in terms of goals, it was 10 minutes in when Baby Omgyum scored the first goal for PJ City. A little bit against the run of play, surging run from him and a finish inside Farazal's near post.
Yeah, it's a great strike from Bay, and I think that's why it goes past Farizal.
Safawi Rashid equalising, cheeky, impudent, brilliant, whatever you want to call it. It's embarrassed Kalamullah at his near post, and it was an important equaliser. Players back out a little bit quicker than we expected. We hope to show you all 5 goals in that space. Not going to happen. We'll show you them at full time, though. That was 1 each. Here's the go-ahead goal for Shafiq Ahmad. This made it 2-1. 2-1 was the half-time score. And then this is probably the pick of the goals. Washington Brandao, picked out by Bay for 2 each. And then Safawi Rashid with a delicious assist to set up Shafiq Ahmad, which we'll show later, because we're back now live after the drinks interval. Velasquez is okay. No doubt waiting to get the rough tackle, a little bit short for Ideal. Over to Vandren. Cabrera. Anas Ramat a long way out of position. And Velasquez is tugged back. We haven't kept count on how many fouls on Leandro Velasquez. Maybe it's at least 6. Safawi. Kanalam. Lovely understanding again. Cabrera. Good atmosphere as we reach the final 15 minutes. Ridwan strong enough to hold off Safawi. And again, safety first. Elizao, the Brazilian, didn't agree. Now to play for a corner kick, which will be the 6th of the game for Johor Darul Taksim. Still got all his substitutions to play with as Benjamin Mora. Safi Salih looks like he's ready to come on for PJ. In fact, a double change after this corner, we suspect. Safawi's ball, and Harris bundles over his man. And a double change. Es Vinod and Safi Salih. K. Devon resorting to the old guard. Pedro Enrique to be replaced as we watch that clear foul by Harris. And Tivandran replaced by Vinod. Bay. Safi turns in a bit of space. Second chance for Safi. Serginho chasing a third equaliser. Hazel against Kunalan. Harris, right place, right time. Anas Ramat. Pickpocketed by Shafiq Ahmad, who's on a hat-trick, of course. Anas does really well. Good recovery. Nazrik. Vinard rather jumped into Corbinong, and that's a fairly obvious free kick.
There's a push by Vinod on Corbinong. Corbinong wins that header. Cabrera goes down.
Scores elsewhere. Pekinese 1, Negri Sembilan 2. 2 goals for Ferris Daniel for Negri Sembilan. Pekinese scoring through Kapar Sherman. Terengganu 2, Kera 2 in that group. Malik Arif and Lee Tuck scoring for Terengganu. Jonathan Baumann and Edgar Bernhardt for Kera. And PKMP 2, UITM 0. Hafiz Ramdan scoring a second goal to add to Giancarlo Lopez's first goal. So PKMP are still in there. They're still fighting. If teams are level on points in the Malaysia Cup, it comes down to goal difference, then goals scored. Only then does the head-to-head come into play. Rash of substitutions, a double change coming for Johor Darul Taksim. And Shafiq Ahmad is going to be denied his hat-trick opportunity. He's going to be replaced by Hazwan Bakri, and Gonzalo Cabrera to be replaced by Akir Rashid. So Akir on the pitch, impact sub, and also coming on will be Hazwan.
Not bad replacements.
Hazwan not allowed off. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Right on the near side. Hazwan Bakri on for Shafiq Ahmad.
Well, for me, Shafiq's done really well. The 2 goals he's got, it's not easy going in for one of your best players in the team, Diogo. But he's done really, really well.
Nazrik. Slice is clear. Nazrik is having a constant discussion with Kalamulla. Their lack of communication has perhaps been a little bit of a feature. I don't think anyone can actually point to Kalamulla and say, your fault. Corbinong has one, can't get there. Serginho clears. Bay will chase. Velasquez. Safawi. Can tell when 80 minutes are in a game because Safawi draws those shorts up high up his thighs. Oh, little nutmeg through Baby Gum. Serginho won't like that. Safawi. 3 little tricks in a row. Akia. Corbinong. Has one. Akia Rashid scampers into space. Akia pulls it back and belted clear by Nazrik. Lovely flowing football.
Great first touch from Hazwan. Straight to Akia. Both of them already causing problems. And this is again from Safawi. Nutmeg on beyond.
Generous ovation for Safawi Rashid. And he's loving it, he's relishing it. Ball goes out of play though, Mauricio's header That ball went out of play before.
Correct decision from the linesman. Does just go out of play.
Akia defends really well. Rajesh has got to chase backwards. Safawi. Leandro. Safawi decides. Anas Ramat can have that. Good decision. Harris. Once again, PJ have put in a really strong physical effort. They've made life difficult. Afiq. Afiq again, just too far ahead of Hazwan. Afiq closes down. Here's Vinod. Beaten to it by Haris Harun. Afiq Fazail again. Corbinong helps it wide. Akia. Serginho comes away with the ball though. PJ have got a four-man break on here. Washington with Safi inside. Washington, if he looks left, Babion Guns up there as well. Washington's cross. Ideal did just enough. Washington needs to get something from this, be it a throw-in or a corner. And he's got a corner.
That's good from Washington on the right-hand side, but what I'm worrying about is why has not Rajesh been sprinting to go and give support? Okay, they've won a corner, but before that, he's got two players on him. Rajesh jogging up. He should be sprinting to go and give support. Just come on.
Elizao is in the penalty area, as is Washington, as is Safi, as is Serginho. Crowding Fariz Al-Malias. Off the line, heroically. I think it's Akia Rashid, who has made a sensational goal line clearance here.
What a ball in from Byung-gyun. Puts it in a really dangerous area. I think it's Hazwan Bakri on the line, heads it out, helps Farizal as well.
Wow. Nazri got the header. There was just a melee of bodies amidst the haze. The ball didn't go into the back of the net though, and Johor can breathe again. 5 minutes for them to hold on is not exactly the word, but to resist this spirited challenge from PJ. Very happy to play on. Afiq Fazail pushes the ball out wide to Corbinong. There's always such a good shape about Johor. They get sucked into positions they shouldn't. And the option to go backwards is always there for Ideal. Washington closing down Farizal. Vinod. Bay drives forward. Ambitious, too ambitious. Touch from Velasquez, beautiful. Afiq Fazail. Gets applause from Safawi Afiq. And then Afiq falls to the floor. PJ, I don't think they were going to stop. Maybe they are. That's incredibly sporting. You can see K. Devon there. He didn't want them to stop. Afiq played a long ball, and then he's gone down to the floor.
Well, I understand. You know, Devon, he wants to get back into this game. He wants to score another goal. But you can see there, Bay just puts it out. Get Velasquez off. Maybe that will give them a little bit of an advantage. they can get the ball quickly upfield again.
Rafik Fazel it is. He's had a fine game, Rafik. Safari will give the ball back, as quite right he should. And Rafik's going to come straight back on. I'm kind of with Devon on this. Safi loses out. Here's Leandro Velasquez. Players to his left and right. Shamakuti prepared to come on. In fact, Rafik Fazel isn't going to come back on, as Hazwan Bakri barges his way forward. On full time, we will have highlights of a really good game. 2-1 Johor led at half time. And Shamakuti preparing to come on for a late change. Here's Hazel Ridwan. Is there a late equaliser for PJ? That effort cleared off the line. Washington. Safi. Safi drives it across. Serginho! Excellent goalkeeping. He thinks he's got the equaliser.
And that's how you save in the near post from Faris Amales. Great ball in from Safi Salih with his left foot. Drives it in with pace. First time from Serginho, and Farisal has to keep concentration right there. It just bounces in front of him. It's not easy.
Wamgyam. Shamakuti is on the pitch. Johor made all 3 changes. Hazel Ridwan under pressure from Akia. Bay. A little bit slow coming out from their attacking positions. PJ could be caught on the break. Safawi turns inside Elizao, finds Leandro Velasquez. Elizao coolly around, and Velasquez tries the rugby tackle and is kind of handed off by Elizao. Baby Mgyan gives it to Akia. Tired pass. Understandable, his energy levels have been terrific. Keep ball possession from Johor. Hazwan. Syed Adney will be conducting interviews afterwards. Be fascinated to hear what Kay Devon has to say about conceding so quickly again. They were level on 58 minutes, but there's 5 minutes for them to get another equaliser. Level on 58 minutes, behind again on the hour. A repeat of what happened at the Larkin Stadium. Free kick run by Aki Rashid. I think Aki will be all right. A tangle of legs as he tried to force his way into the penalty area. Mauricio is available for either Akia or Leandro to pick out, but not many else in the penalty area. Akia goes short to Leandro. And the corner one, you suspect they'll just try and keep this in that corner, which is a real compliment to PJ City, that Johor are ending the game just trying to manage the ball.
Yeah, you'd never imagine this when PJ City came from the Premier League and now they're in the Super League. Malaysia Cup again with JDT.
Free kick won by Vinod. Elizao wants the target man, Washington, to attack the ball. And he does. Shamakuti helps it forward. Elizao puts it out for a throw-in. 2 of the 5 minutes are being played. Benjamin Mora has been an animated figure on the bench. Has one. Well, if the first one wasn't a foul, the second one definitely was, and a yellow card. Esvinod has one. Didn't like the assault on Akia. Esvinod becomes the 5th PJ City player to see yellow.
Yeah, it is a bit of a harsh tackle. Does also get Akia in the face, but I think this has been the problem in the second half for PJ City, where there've been too many rash challenges that just took their mind off the football, how they were going to play. But when JDT had the ball, they just got frustrated and just lost it a bit.
Figueroa looks on. Joe have kept the ball in that corner now for best part of 2.5, 3 minutes. And eventually PJ get possession, but that 2.5 or 3 minutes of game management could well have seen Johor over the line. Elizao pumps it high. Kobinong and Safi, that's a good battle. Breaks to Serginho. Shama does well. Long legs. Skills from Serginho. Throw in to Johor. Frustrating end for PJ. Oh, Akir Rashid. Disallowed. Foot was high.
I think that's just a mistake from Anas. Akia just nicks the ball past him, and Anas misses the ball completely, and that's why he fell.
Has one. Elizao. Ideals dealt with that well. 10 seconds of the 5 minutes remaining. Niso Ridwan as an auxiliary winger. Washington needs to do some magic in the touchline. Defended by Leandro superbly. And Velasquez may well have won the final tackle of a really hard game. Vinod versus Safawi. Safawi sprints clear. Safawi! Man of the match, Safawi Rashid, despite the 2 goals from Shafiq Ahmad. And Johor Darul Taksim have come away with a really hard-earned 3-2 win. But a win it is. And Benjamin Amora and Luciano Figueroa can look back on a job well done and guaranteed qualification for the quarter-finals. And with it, a home tie in the second leg, whoever they play, be it Terengganu or Kedah, or possibly Negri Sembilan if results carry on as they have. But here, a really hard-fought contest. PJ City once again have pushed Johor to the absolute maximum. I found it, though, just not good enough, despite Washington Brandau's equaliser on 58 minutes, a sublime assist from Safai Rashid, and a header from Shafiq Ahmad for his second goal. Give us a final score against K. Devon's side. PJ City 2, Johor Darul Taksim 3. And PJ must go to Manjung on Tuesday night and come away with a result, be it a draw or a victory. Handshakes all round. A torrid opening. Final score, PJ 2, Johor Darul Taksim 3. Let's give you the best of the highlights from this matchday 5 group stage game at MPPJ Stadium. Johor in the red and blue against the home side PJ City. 10 minutes gone, and the ball in from Elizao. Finds the run of Bio. See him, he's made his run now. And Bungyam gets beyond the back two and fires inside Farazan Malias near post. 10 minutes gone, and PJ City were ahead. And at this stage, they'd frustrated Johor. Chances few and far between for the defending champions and unbeaten team in the Malaysia Cup. And an upset looked to be on the cards. Yo Byum Byum confident enough to try an effort from 35 metres that flies over the top. And PJ, who do have something of a hex over Johor, but only pegged back by this equaliser, impudent from Safawi. Everyone's expecting a cross. Safawi drives it into the near post, and this in the 24th minute, and Johor are level thanks to Safawi's 5th Malaysia Cup goal. No Diogo, no problem. You've got Safawi and you've got Shafiq Ahmad. And it would be Shafiq Ahmad who scored the go-ahead goal. Harris and Leandro involved in the build-up. Harris plays it in lovely. Just a layup forward and a punishing finish from Shafiq Ahmad for his 4th goal of the season, 1st of the Malaysia Cup. That's the little ball, but it's the movement ahead of him. You can see both Safawi and Shafiq. Constant motion. And a comprehensive finish from a player who is red hot in terms of confidence. And then just before half-time, Gonzalo Cabrera is just centimetres away from making it 3-1 at half-time. Again, Safawi, cool, composed, picks the pass. It's not quite on a plate, but it's a beautiful weighted pass. 2-1 it was at half-time. In the second half, good chances for Johor. They could easily have made it 3-1. Afiq Fazail capitalising on some misunderstanding defensively. You can see Anas Ramat and Kalalula not quite on the same page, and Afiq just unable to capitalise. Here's the best view of that. Afiq's switched on. PJ City switched off. Could have been 3-1. Instead, it became 2 apiece. Lovely play from Byum Byum once again. Miscalculation from Leandro. The cross excellent, but the finish from Washington Brandao. His 3rd Piala Malaysia goal. And we are level on 58 minutes. Lovely touch, lovely awareness, lovely cross. Good, comprehensive headed finish at the far post. Leandro's miscalculation proving very, very costly. 2 each. And we said in commentary, just make sure you don't concede quickly. They did exactly that, but what a goal it was. Safai Rashid puts this beautifully onto Shafiq Ahmad's head. Takes out all 3 central defenders with one lovely touch of a wand. He's got a fabulous left foot, Safai Rashid. Here it is once again. Yes, Shafiq's got himself a yard of space, but he's still got to be picked in. The cross is absolutely perfect. And late on, another chance as Akir Rashid, on as a substitute, drives down into the corner flag. And then the big moment, Nazrik's header is cleared off the line by Hazwan Bakri, with Farizal, I think, beaten. This is how close PJ came to picking up a point, a match where they were never out of. But Johor always just seemed to have the whip hand, and in Shafiq and Safai Rashid, they had the best players. And then one final effort. This is Serginho, who thinks that he's got the equaliser. Farizal low down to his left makes a very, very good save. And it would be a Johor victory by 3-2. Safai Rashid racing in, forces a last gasp bit of defending. 3-2 the final score. Okay, let's go down to Syed Adni. He's talking to, I think, Shafiq Ahmad.
Okay, Syafiq, sebelum perlawanan, apabila anda mengetahui awak akan bermula permainan malam ini, apakah yang berada dalam pemikiran anda sebelum perlawanan?
Sebelum perlawanan, apabila saya dapat tahu yang saya akan bermain untuk First 11, bagi saya apa yang saya lakukan sebelum ni saya akan teruskan. Bagi saya apa yang telah saya lakukan untuk Malaysia, sekali lagi saya memang untuk membantu pasukan Johor.
Dan pada malam ini dua jaringan yang sangat-sangat baik daripada anda. Apabila Safawi menerima bola, apakah dalam pemikiran anda? Kerana ia seperti awak tahu mana dia nak letak bola tu.
Ya, macam saya selalu cakap dengan Safawi yang apabila macam eye contact, selalu kita orang akan bermain eye contact untuk sesuatu yang melakukan sebelum perlawanan ataupun semasa perlawanan pun kita orang akan berbincang. So apabila saya nampak Safawi telah patah balik, maknanya saya nampak ada satu ruang untuk Safawi melakukan crossing dan saya perlu berada di tempat yang betul.
Dan memang satu perlawanan sekali lagi menentang PJ City, memang suka dalam perlawanan ini. Okay, sekarang sudah meletakkan anda dalam suku akhir. Apakah untuk anda selepas ini? Adakah terus merebut untuk pasukan First 11?
Bagi saya ia satu motivasi untuk kita, untuk saya sendiri lah, sebab yalah bila kita dah lakukan yang terbaik, apa yang kita dah mungkin kita cakap memang kita dah layak dah untuk ke perlawanan seterusnya. Yang penting setiap kali perlawanan memang saya akan lakukan yang terbaik untuk saya lakukan untuk saya sendiri dan saya lakukan untuk membantu pasukan Johor.
Okay, terima kasih. Well done. Okay, kita berada with Safawi Rashid now. Safawi, sekali lagi satu perlawanan yang hebat, satu assist, satu jaringan. Okay, kita sebelum perlawanan kita kedengaran kemungkinan tidak akan bermain, tetapi malam ini menghabiskan 90 minit. Bagaimanakah perasaan?
First sekali saya terima kasih dekat Johor Darul Takzim sebab bagi saya untuk cepat pulih, sebab sebelum ni memang saya cuff saya sangat begitu ketat. So saya rasa dalam 2-3 hari ni saya banyak buat treatment dan alhamdulillah saya cepat recovery dan saya habiskan 90 minit pada malam ni.
Dan saya telah bertanya pada Syafiq sebentar tadi, apabila anda membuat hantaran, adakah betul apa yang dikatakan eye contact tu memang penting bagi untuk mendapatkan kombinasi?
Ya, sebab sebelum ni saya dah lama main dengan Syafiq Ahmad sebab saya tahu dia good header. So sometimes saya tak pass, sometimes saya pass. Kadang-kadang saya tengok dia, saya dah tahu dia 1 versus 1. So saya tahu dia akan dapat bola tu dan saya dapat cross dan dia score untuk.
Dan dengan jaringan anda, adakah itu sesuatu yang anda telah lihat posisi penjaga gol tu anda terus membuat jaringan?
Saya rasa free kick tadi sangat suka sebab dah tak ada angle. So saya rasa bola tu susah sikit, saya pun tak tahu nak cakap macam mana. Janji bola tu masuk dan saya dapat kesamaan kedudukan.
Alright, thank you, well done. Okay, sekarang we will be with Benjamin Moral. Benjamin, another good game, another tough game against a tough opposition. You seemed like you struggled a bit in the first 15 to 20 minutes, and then you got it going along with the flow of passing.
Yes, PJ City is a strong team, especially here with the pitch, with the crowd. They become stronger, but we were faithful to our style. We wanted to have the element, the possession of the ball as long as we could, generating the spaces that we always want to generate. We have very good players that can use their qualities and their skills to help our team. So I think it was a strong game, difficult game, but luckily we got the 3 points.
And what was on your mind when PJ City equalized?
Well, normal. Sometimes you feel a little bit occupied on thinking what to do now, how to fix the small mistakes, trying to motivate the players not to come down in the emotions and the mental side. But we recovered fast of the goal, and then when we scored the third one, I think we managed the game very well.
And what did you think of Shafiq's performance tonight, taking over Diogo, where usually, it's a big task, but he made it happen?
Of course. Well, he's not substituting Diogo. He's one more player, and he can be a starting player anytime. He has shown that he is, after his injury, he has grown, and he is mature. He fights a lot, and for him, it was a very good day today.
All right, thank you. Well done. Good win. Thank you so much. There it is, JDT, 3 points, quarterfinals, and now we're going to speak to Coach David from PJ City. Coach, what a performance by the boys. You have to hand it to yourself. You made it very tough for JDT.
Yes, I think first half we were not that better in playing the ball. We were defending most of the time. And then boys, I think every time they reacted to JDT style of play. And we were not aggressive in defending and then even attacking after the 1 goal. I think the rhythm was disturbed. But second half, I think we came back and then we showed that we can play. We played very well, keeping the ball, attacking, and then we scored the goals. But I think defensively, I think we should have defended well in all the 3 goals. I think that is the main setback in the game.
We see you started very, very highly with the pressing. Everyone is pressing, keep on pressing. Do you think that also fatigue took a part in those little laps of mistakes?
No, first half we were defending in the mid block, okay, middle third. But when we down in the second half, I think we went off and then we were pressing them very high. Of course, even we are pressing high in the second half, I think we matched them physically. I think I can proudly say that we are fitter team compared to JDT. But I think the way that we defended against the 3 goals, which is the big mistake in our game today.
And Coach, okay, even though with the loss, 1 goal more, but it counts as for goal difference coming to the last game with PKMP where they won 2-0.
Yeah, I think the last match we have to go out there and then try to win the match. I think the way that we are playing now with the confidence that we have, I think especially in the second half performance, I think we should be able to progress from the group stages to quarterfinals.
All right, thank you, Coach. All the best. We'll see you there. There's Coach David. Now we'll have Washington, another game against JDT, another goal. So, okay, even though the loss, but you can give a lot of credit to the boys for the performance.
Yeah, we need to give credit for the team because I think always when we play against JDT, we make it hard for them, even they win. But it's like I told them when I was here before the game. Sometimes we lost concentration and we get goals so easy. But we need to work on the team. Striker, midfielder, defender, we need to work to not concede this kind of goal because this can cost, you know. Maybe today we showed we maybe draw against them, but it's okay. The game is already finished. We don't need to think about, and we need to think now for the next game against PKNP.
Yeah, and PKMP they won 2-0, so it'll be about getting goals there. You cannot lose the game. It has to be at least a draw. How do you think the boys will react towards the game tonight?
I hope we work like final because the next game for us is like final. Because if we not get good result there, we can be out for the Malay Cup. But we have few days to work. Need to work very hard and keep good focus and not lose this in this small thing because it can cost a lot for us.
All right, all the best. Looking forward to the last game.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Washington. Very happy with the boys, but now it's all to the last game of the season, and also back to you, Des.
Thanks very much, Syed Adney. Yeah, great job. And what a last game of the season that is going to be, because PKMP have beaten you. They've won their game by 4-0 against UITM. A hat-trick for Giancarlo Lopez, who used to play for Petaling Jaya. So that sets up a match that PKMP must win on Tuesday. It's a game you can see on iFlix. 4-0 a victory there. Kedah beat Terengganu 3-2. A late goal there from Kedah. Terengganu are under threat from Negri Sembilan, who won their second straight. If Negri win in their final game against Kedah and Terengganu lose, Negri will be in the semi-finals. So much to look forward to in the Tuesday and Wednesday games. But this is Group B. Johor Darul Taksim definitely through, 13 points, unbeaten, scoring goals for fun, a goal difference of +10. PJ City. A draw will be good enough against against PKMP at Manjung. A victory for PKMP, and that will be PKMP into the quarterfinals. Tomorrow our focus turns on to the other two groups. They are equally tight. Selangor, Malacca and PDRM in a three-way battle for just 2 places. That is from Shah Alam tomorrow. Pre-show at 8:30, kick-off at 9 o'clock. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Stadium Petaling Jaya. It's been our pleasure once again. Johor and PJ have given us a battle royale. Johor victors, but PJ go out with heads held high and travel up to Manjung next. This is the Piala Malaysia 2019.
Memanggil kereta dengan cantik sekali dengan menggunakan teknik reverse parking. Oh, nampaknya ada masalah. Nampaknya Brian terperangkap di sudut. Sekejap, Brian telah membuka Boost app. Biar betul, tak pernah saya melihat kepantasan seperti ini. Tapi masa dah semakin suntuk. Oh, syukurlah dia berjaya. Inilah keajaiban pada detik terakhir. Sertai aksi bola sepak dengan cara yang betul. Boost style.
Minyak hilang tapi bukan bintik hitam. Baru Garnier Mentega dalam satu. Membersih, scrub, masker. Bersihkan minyak, kurangkan bintik hitam. Cuba sekarang.
野心超過に行った。
Hey.